Hi, my name is Bianca. I go by the name of Honeybee. I come on YouTube to talk about spirituality, the shifts that I've been feeling, and also topics about life, struggle, how to heal from generational pain, trauma, all the things that nobody really wants to speak about but truly feel in society. In this video, I want to talk about how we live in a traumatized culture. We live in a traumatized culture where we are battling struggle and rest. We are fighting between struggle and rest. It's a struggle to get up, but it's also a struggle to rest because the world that we live in does not allow you to rest and it does not allow you to heal. And in order to heal, you gotta rest and you gotta receive restoration and revelation. We live in a traumatized culture where everybody's trying to traumatize one another financially, emotionally, confidently, materialistically, you name it. And everybody's traumatized by another person's success, secretly, emotionally, you name it. We live in a traumatized culture where we don't even know how to speak openly about the things we go through because the way the society and the culture has been traditionally programmed is to always keep this look as if you're okay. And if you actually speak up for yourself and emotionally express who you are, you either become taken advantage of or you get isolated because you are not providing an image of coolness. We live in a traumatized culture where a lot of people would rather drink their pain away than actually face it and heal it. We live in a traumatized culture where people will sex it away, eat it away, lie it away, work hard to pretend like there's no pain that they're going through. And what I've noticed, there's a split between the generations. On the one side, the one generation has accepted this trauma as tradition. Wake up no matter how you feel, go for it, do it, and it's a good trait to have. But on the other side, there's a burnout. And the next generation or the other generation feels this burnout emotionally and mentally. It's more sensitive because it senses the injustice and it senses the slavery and captivity of pretending that you are okay with your trauma. I find this very interesting to talk about because to the one generation, the other is considered sensitive because it senses so many things that were not censored or censored. And on the other side, the other generation is not emotionally empathetic because they have closed down that fact of being a human and rather being more traditionally programmed and trained to be robotic for life, to wake up and to go and go and go and go and go with no rest. So how do we break this traumatized culture of struggle and rest? How do we sit down with one another and learn how to receive healing from other alternatives besides drinking it away, sexing it away, texting it away, and pretending that everything is okay? How do we sit with one another without judgment, without labels, without gender, without conformity, without a new normality? How do we sit with ourselves and actually speak about all the traumatized ways that we've been programmed to live? These are conversations that need to happen because we are all being sensitive in some shape, way, or form. Our opinions are rubbing people's or triggering people simply because someone else can express it and someone else wants to suppress it. And these are moments of trauma where even within trauma, everything will trigger you, and whether it's a good trigger or a bad trigger. And this is when you realize the world and the culture we live in is traumatized because the truth triggers, but also the lies also trigger. The fakery triggers. So where do we draw the line between struggling to be somebody else and resting into the healing that needs to come out and be revealed? Yeah, I'm just putting this conversation out there for anybody who is also interested in realizing and having the difficult conversations that are not accepted in family members or in group discussions. Because at the end of the day, if you look into your environment, what is normal and what isn't normal, and what is associated as normal, even though it's actually traumatic to watch your friend every day drink functionally, or watch somebody have sex, or watch somebody do the most weirdest things to cope with life, and it's considered okay. To what extent do we normalize traumatic experiences and traumatic cultures? To what extent do we normalize struggling mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, sexually, you name it? To what extent do we invite rest? To what extent do we judge people who are in a season of rest? These are topics that I love to talk about and I love to tackle with. So if you like these type of topics, do subscribe to my channel, and I will speak to you in the next one. Ciao.